Hey guys, Thogden here, and welcome to the last 8 of the Euros. We're finally down to an important stage, and we need to think about the 4 final teams. And we're here with Thogden. He's not in Germany. Where are you?
I'm back in London, Theo. How's Germany?
Oh, it's good. It's raining, lightning, hail. We're currently in Dortmund. We've got some massive matches to predict. We're going to be going to 2 of them, and you're going to predict it with us today. Am I right?
That is right, Theo. Shall we start with 10,000 likes?
Yes, we've got to hit 10,000 likes. Smash it. And what's the first game?
The first game is Spain against Germany, which promises to be a classic. These are the 2 teams with the best records in this tournament of all time. And I remember them meeting in the semi-final of the 2010 World Cup. And since that date, it's been all about Spain, hasn't it, Theo?
Honestly, Spain look dangerous. 4 matches played in the Euros, 4 wins. De La Fuente has got them playing exciting, attacking football. Dad, we watched one of the games, and look how direct they are. They get the ball and they look forward. It's something that England and other teams like Italy have really missed in this tournament.
And what I love about this team, in the middle of the park, you've got Rodri. And what that means, Theo, is that in front of him, you've got players like Fabian Ruiz, like Yamal, like Nico Williams, who can try things, who can impress. And they've just been a wonderful team.
They will arrive without pressure. We saw Nico Williams' goal in their last match in their 4-1 win against Georgia. He ran past the player, slams the ball into the roof of the net. In confidence, we're talking about knockout Euros games. I know a lot of teenagers that couldn't live up to the moment. And this is their first big test, Dad. A lot of Euros teams, when you're constantly winning, when you play that first big match, it's make or break. We don't know what Spain team is going to wake up, but with Rodri in the middle of the park, they'll feel it, Dad, won't they? They'll know they're getting the ball at the right time. He might score an important goal. He's done it in Champions League finals. This Spain team can beat anybody.
They can, Theo, but they're up against the hosts on their home turf, aren't they? And Germany, who were woeful in 2023, have won 6 and drawn 2 of their last 8 games. Who for you has stood out, Theo? I mean, let's talk about Jamal Musiala.
Yeah, he's incredible. We saw that goal at the end of the Denmark match, running down the left wing. I thought he was knackered. He's played almost every minute of every game for Bayern and for Nation. And he's got a chance late on to make it 2-0 against Denmark. He slots it home. You know, that's something Arnautovic couldn't do for Austria. I'm really excited this Spain-Germany game, Dad, because somebody has to go home. And looking at the other side of the bracket, that gives me confidence with England.
In some respects, I wish this was the final. 2 brilliant teams going head-to-head.
The underdogs, by the bookies, by the way, is Germany. And I'm going to say in 90 minutes, this ends 1-1. A really tight game, a goal apiece, some great chances, some big chances missed in Stuttgart, and then we go to extra time, and Füllkrug comes off the bench and scores the winning goal. It will be scrappy. It won't look good, but Germany, as a host nation, will be going to the final 4.
Wow, that is an enormous shout, Theo, but I look to the record between Spain and Germany over the last few decades. I'm going to go for a Spain win 2-1.
No.
The second game is Portugal against France. It's Cristiano Ronaldo against Kylian Mbappe. And you might not know this, Theo. Portugal have got into 7 quarterfinals in a row in major tournaments. Do not write them off. What do you think of Cristiano in that last game, Theo? He missed a penalty. He scored a penalty. He was demanding to take free kicks.
I think it's embarrassing at this point. I'm quite proud of myself for how correct I was. They nearly got knocked out by Slovenia. And when England drew 0-0 to Slovenia, the country went into meltdown, okay? Put that into perspective. 90 minutes 0-0. In a knockout stage, Portugal did the exact same thing. And they went through not even in normal time. They went through on penalties. They are currently an embarrassment. Roberto Martinez is too afraid to change the tactics. He's too afraid to drop your GOAT. He's too afraid to drop a player who isn't at the level anymore. I say it again and again, and I can't wait for them to be found out by France. They're going to be found out, they're going to be finished in 90 minutes.
Theo, you are a very harsh man. I would start off by giving real praise to Diogo Costa. He made 3 penalty saves in that incredible shootout. That's never been done before. And I would also give a massive shout out to Palhinha, the Fulham man in the midfield. And I thought the Portugal defence has been absolutely rock solid, certainly over that 2 hours of football. So it's easy maybe to criticise Ronaldo, but a lot of the team is performing.
But let's look at the head-to-head. Previous Euros, they had a 2-2 draw. Ronaldo scored 2 penalties in that game. There's a shock there.
I've got the feeling this could be all about the defensive nature of these teams. So like I said, you look at Portugal, you look at Cancelo, Diaz, Pepe, Mendes. You look at France, you've got Koundé, Upamecano, Saliba, Theo Hernandez. This is going to be a game, a little bit like the round of 16, where one moment from one player decides who goes through to the semi-finals.
I don't write Portugal off, but I think France are more likely to have that moment, Dad. And I cannot see France conceding to Portugal. I see this being boring in Hamburg. 1-0 win.
This is going to be a very, very tight game. I agree that it's going to be 1-0. I think it'll be 0-0 at full time, and in extra time, there'll be a goal by France. And now for England, our very own England against Switzerland. It's the next stage in the saga. And the whole country back in England, Theo, is talking about Jude Bellingham and that wonder goal. But what we've forgotten, it's like a collective amnesia. We've forgotten how bad that game was for 94 minutes, haven't we?
There's 2 ways this game goes against Switzerland. The same old crap or a new look that they've seen social media. They feel the energy coming from England finally, and the world-class players finally have an ego to perform at an important stage. Because, Dad, we're really 3 games from making history that we've never done before. England are playing Switzerland. I mean, it couldn't have got easier than this, eh, Dad?
Well, it couldn't, Theo. And our record against Switzerland is 1-18 of the last 24. I think we've only lost 1. So on paper, Theo, we win this game. But the trouble is, this is England, and we never make things easy. Now, a big shout out actually to Gareth Southgate, because, Theo, it's his 100th game in charge of England. That's only been done 3 times before. So give him a little clap.
A lot of people want us to make a sarcastic comment right now about Southgate making 100 caps.
No, and
he's taken us to more knockout games than any manager ever. I'm excited to think that we can have a great story here, Dad. And I really believe that with Southgate, a lot of people have been asking us, in or out, okay? It doesn't matter now. He's admitted he's leaving England after this tournament, whether it happens or not. So we can only get behind the manager. We can only support him. We can only be there as fans to clap on the players and support as much as possible. The big problem is that we're playing in Dusseldorf. We never watch good games there, do we, Dad? We watched a boring Spain-Albania match. We watched a boring France-Belgium, but they were always 1-0s, and they were always 1-0s to the favourite, weren't they, though?
They were, and you're right there. We've got to back the team. We've got to back the manager. We've got to back the country that we love. But let's talk about Switzerland, because they were so good against Italy. They outplayed what is regarded as a stronger team. And with the likes of Ruben Vargas, Theo, you've got some very exciting players, haven't you?
There's a lot of players in that team that worry me. Freuler and Vargas, the goal scorers. I think Vargas has now got 4 goals in 6 international appearances. He's someone that could really cause a problem to England. Will they have seen the leaks of England as well? Because we're predicted to play a back 3. Obviously, Mark Guehi is suspended, so we're going to have to come in with Ezri Konsa, and I think he's going to join a back 3 of Kyle Walker, John Stones, Konsa, which will be interesting, and maybe that opens room for a player like Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right wing back. Do you think that's the right way to play against this strong Swiss side, Dad?
I think you could be right there, Theo. It's going to be a really tough 90 minutes or 120 minutes. But you look at Switzerland's record, they've been to the quarter-finals of major tournaments 5 times. The 4 previous times they've lost. Now, that will be in their minds. I think it's going to go all the way to 120 minutes. It's going to be 0-0. Nobody's going to score for 2 hours. It's going to go to penalties. And the team that's going to bottle it is England. Switzerland beat England and get through to the semi-final.
You're lying.
I know Jeremy Beadle is over there, but I mean this. We lose this one.
Are you serious? So I'm sat here in Germany, working my ass off, doing the editing, doing the content, going to the football, and you're sat there on the couch in England, and you're telling me I'm wasting my time.
Well, I'm about to go and vote in the general election. Everyone should vote. Let's not forget what happened against Iceland, Slovenia, Slovakia, Denmark, Serbia. It's been far too close, far too nervy. We've played with a lack of optimism, with a lack of creativity. Switzerland know exactly how to play against us, and they will beat us.
Have you not seen the training of the England camp? We're learning a winning mentality. We've been playing cricket. Kane has been bowling out Declan Rice.
Well, I saw the England cricketers play football before the game against India, and they lost. Theo, we're going to
point.
lose this
Good
one.
point.
I'm sorry, and I
Listen,
hope
Dad.
I'm wrong. I hope we go out and we smash them. I just
I
don't see
knew
it.
you were going to do this. We will get the job done. It will be ugly, but I think we'll beat them in 90 minutes this time. I don't want to see us go to another 120. Too tiring.
And finally, the Netherlands against Turkey over in wonderful Berlin, Theo. Now, the Netherlands really sneaked through to the last 16, but then they turned it on against Romania. I thought they were superb in that game.
Oh, it's going to be rocking in Berlin. Before we talk about the football, my God, there's going to be a stampede of fans trying to break in. It will be carnage. Turkey, it's honestly, I would say this is the equivalent of England playing at Wembley
Wow.
in the final. So the scenes you saw outside the England-Italy game, they're going to, if Netflix are switched on, they'll make a Netflix show about Turkey in Berlin. And the problem is, it adds pressure only to Turkey. It's a young team. They've got Arda Güler, they've got Kenan Yildiz. They've got these young, exciting talents who are only going to get better. But at a stage like this, at the final 8 of the Euros, when you get a chance, okay, you're 3 games from winning it, I have a weird feeling we might see a bit of a crumble.
Do you know what, Theo? Of these 4 games, there's only one game where one team could batter the other one, and this could be the Netherlands. And I'll tell you why. You look at the Dutch back 4, back 5, you look at their defensive lineup. They've got 8 clean sheets in their last 11 internationals. And on top of that, they've got some really exciting players in the likes of Donny Marlon, who you know very well from Borussia Dortmund, in the likes of Cody Gakpo, who's been superb. I think the Netherlands could score 3 or 4 goals in this game.
And that doesn't surprise me, Dad. Do you know what the last head-to-head score was?
6-1, wasn't it?
6-1 to Netherlands.
Yeah.
6-1. But I am so confident this time round that the Netherlands will beat Turkey. I just think they've got quality. I think it was Memphis Depay and Donny Malen who scored 4 goals between them in that last match. They're going to both be starting and playing 90 minutes, I'm sure of it, against Turkey.
Now, a Turkish friend of mine wrote to me and said that every time the opposition has a corner or a set piece, he hides behind the sofa. And I get that. It was a brilliant win by Turkey over Austria, but at times it was head in hands, wasn't it, defensively? With the exception of Demiral, who got a brace of goals, and his defensive stats were incredible.
That save at the end.
The number of interceptions and clearances he made was, just superb.
Dad, that save at the end was like Pele on Gordon Banks.
Honestly, that was Gordon Banks all over again. That was a tremendous save in the 95th minute.
So, to go to my prediction, I've mentioned a lot of Dutch quality, and I think they will turn up with a few fans as well. The Sea of Orange. They'll get this job done. They'll score 3 goals like they did against Romania, and Turkey will score once. Both teams to score, 4-goal thriller. This will be an amazing watch. The final game of the 4, we'll have it on telly. Scenes in Berlin, Dad.
If I was in Germany, I'd shake your hand because I agree. The Netherlands 3, Turkey 1.
And that's the first time we've agreed on a score of the 4. But we're just mugs. We're 2 guys who sit down, watch football. Yeah, we go to a few games, but we can't predict anything. Get down in the comments. Let us know the 4 teams who will be in the semi-finals. I need to go to Stuttgart. Germany, Spain, bring it on. See you in a bit. Thank you, Thog Dad. Enjoy England.
See you. Get on that train there.